Well, folks, I really do hope that you're all paying attention because the warning signs are clear. Chicago will be the next Portland, Oregon. How? Because crime and theft and senseless acts of violence are ultimately going to drive business out, in addition to poor leadership. We can get into that in just a moment. Folks, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. My name is Kevin, Kevin, in all caps, youtube.com/@Kevin247. And this is it. This is going to be what ultimately drives the wipeout. And I don't even know if you guys are really paying attention to what's being done to the people, to the citizens, the residents, and the economy. Because what we have, what you guys have probably seen already, the videos floating around on social media, on TikTok, on YouTube, on some of these news websites, maybe even shared with you by friends, maybe even shared with you directly by people who live in Chicago. The problem that we have, there's many problems, but really and truly, I want you guys to get prepared. I want you guys to stock up. I want you guys to, again, there's one particular item that I myself am working towards getting more of and stockpiling before it's too late. I hope that these problems do not reach my area, but if they did, I would be ready for them and I would be able to identify them before things got too bad, before things got out of hand and there was nothing that I can do. Ultimately putting myself, my family, my livelihood, my ability to survive and sustain for long periods of time at great risk. But here's the deal, folks. Finance, economy, money, income, savings. This is a recession, potentially a depression, and not necessarily for the reasons being what we're seeing in the economy, that the Fed is trying to fight with interest rate hikes and things like that, liquidity concerns and crises with the banks. No, this is going to be self-inflicted. This is going to be self-inflicted. We may even see Black Thursday remnants of the 1929 crash, the Great Crash. Thank goodness high-rise building windows don't open today, because we would have unbelievable sights on the streets on top of what we are already seeing now. Comment down below if you've seen these clips floating around. If not, go check out Black Conservative Perspective. He's got some clips from Chicago here recently. Walmart, the mayor of Chicago, is blaming Walmart for these problems. Can you believe that? Blaming Walmart for the problems that the city is seeing, and the violence, the crime, the theft, the vandalism, the rioting, the pillaging, total destruction. And this is not against just businesses. This is against people who just happen to be driving through. Victims. A woman was crying that her husband was waiting at a stoplight in the middle of this chaos and then just ended up getting beaten up in the driver's seat of his car. There's a clip of a Tesla Model 3. I believe it was a Tesla Model 3, totally destroyed and then ultimately set on fire. I believe 2 teens were shot. And I don't know if it's parenting. I don't know if it's politics. I don't know if it's a combination of the two. I don't know if this is intentional. I don't know if it's purposely designed and developed for these Black teenage kids to ultimately destroy their lives, which we can talk about that in another video, about how these events occur and take place and get started through forums that may not be run by who you think they are. And their whole goal and their whole objective is to slowly destroy you, your community, everyone you know, everyone you love, your friends, your family. But the big deal is, folks, is that, yeah, Walmart, maybe they play some role in this, maybe. I highly doubt that Walmart is to blame for these kids being criminals. Now, unfortunately, this may upset a percentage, a fraction of my audience that what I'm going to tell you guys. But as I told you before, I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to be honest with you. The woke left liberal democratic leadership, they want this to happen. They want more of this to happen. And then they want to blame businesses. They want to blame companies, profiting businesses, corporations, capitalism. They want to blame that rather than blaming the criminals that are actually out here causing destruction, tearing down communities, killing one another, hurting innocent people, and further driving business out. Why? It's easy. You let them do what they want, be god-awful terrible to one another, each other. Yeah, they're working as a collective group in a unit right now in these videos that you see, but they could easily turn against each other. One of the women in the video, she was recording one of the Walmarts that was flooded. It was flooded. These stores destroyed. And she goes, well, why can't we make our own Walmart? Why can't we start our own business? Why can't we put our money together and do this, do that? Well, one, you don't have any money, okay? And the Democratic Party you keep voting for, make sure you don't, okay? Number two, the money you have, albeit more than likely coming from some form of government handout, you waste on crap, garbage, things that will not improve your financial position, build wealth, or even put you in a position to start a business, let alone have relatively decent credit to even receive a loan from a bank, or even have the knowledge and education and to be able to put together a business plan at the very least. Three, even if you could pull this off, would you? Knowing that your neighbors, your friends could come and destroy your store. No, you wouldn't. Destroy, burn to the ground, flood, wipe out, steal everything you got. Oh yeah, you got insurance. It may make you whole, but it'll put you out of business. So even if you could pull this off, guess what? You're not going to do it in your neighborhood. But odds are you never will. And that's just me being honest. It's me being 100% real with you guys. And this is by design. But we also have to realize that the folks that are capable, who are trying, who are working towards preparing and getting ready and trying to survive day to day and provide a better life for their family than they had growing up, are at extreme risk. And this is my warning for you guys. This is my urgent announcement and update. Breaking news. You don't need insider intel. You don't need boots on the ground to tell you this. We can look at what's happening and see what's going on. And if you can't, then by all means, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel, because I will continue to bring you this information so that you can. Y'all may argue with me and want to engage in debate. More than happy to do that. We can do that all day long. We can do it respectively. And we can try to then use both sides of these opinions and arguments and perspectives and experiences to further help each other. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that Walmart isn't to blame. Yes, Walmart pulling out of these major cities, albeit crime-ridden, does create a problem. But I can guarantee you that these kids were not expressing their anger about this major corporation, this multi-billion-dollar corporation pulling out of their city. I can promise you that's not it. They're kids. Granted, kids do dumb things, but now with the addition of social media and clout and wanting to go viral for the harm that you cause, it only makes things worse. And speaking of things getting worse, today is April 17th, 2023. We probably got, I don't know the Chicago school calendar, but we probably have less than 45 days, maybe less than 60 days before these kids have nowhere to go during the day. And they're going to be on summer vacation, if any of them are even in school. They're going to be on summer vacation, and idle hands are devil's workshop. And folks, y'all better get ready, okay? Y'all better be prepared for what is about to happen this summer, okay? Ultimately, that is going to then further perpetuate and fast forward and accelerate the problem. And that problem is going to be Walmart is leading the charge. Other businesses are going to follow suit. They are going to begin to pack up and leave town. We're going to see plants closing. We're going to see stores closing. We're going to see banks leaving. We're going to see food deserts. We're going to see banking deserts. We're going to see education deserts. We're going to see pockets of America slowly dying. Yeah, sure. Blame Walmart. They kicked out mom and pops. They created this mega conglomerate corporation. They try to make a lot of money. They try to provide for the community for the things that they need. They have problems inside their stores. They have theft. They have crime. They have violence. They have fights. They have all these things going on. And then they decide to leave. I can guarantee you this, they would have never showed up to begin with if that was a problem already. But because that is a problem now, they're doing the wise, smart, business savvy, educated, plain and simple common sense move of leaving. Move away from the problem. My mom, she would tell me that when I was a kid, growing up in New York, getting into fights every day at school. Move away from the problem. I didn't go to school to try to fight. Move away from the problem. Therefore, I don't have to fight. Move away from the problem is what the businesses are doing, and they are taking their jobs with them. They're taking their income opportunities with them. They're taking their revenue with them. They're taking the livelihood of the potential of these cities, maintaining with them, as now as they exit, these cities are just going to die. And as they die, these zombies are going to roam the streets, terrorizing the people, destroying whatever's left, posting it on social media for clout. And social media will continue to allow this to happen and promote it. And the good people who have lived in these places for many years, generations, decades, are now going to be faced with a very, very tough choice and a very tough challenge of trying to get out and trying to go somewhere else that could potentially be better, because where they are now is going to be a wasteland. And it's not just Walmart to blame. Target will leave, Kroger will leave, Costco will leave, Sam's Club will leave, Publix will leave, Whole Foods will leave, Amazon will leave. I can guarantee you guys this, there will come a point in time where Amazon says we are no longer delivering to this city. We're no longer delivering to this neighborhood. We're no longer delivering to this zip code. I can promise you that will happen. Because it doesn't come down to employee safety. It comes down to dollars and cents. And they will not take that risk financially. Just being honest with you. This is about making money and losing as little as possible. It has nothing to do with the people. It has everything to do with the dollar, and many of them. And these independent contractors who operate these Amazon Prime vans and these FedEx ground trucks, they're not going to continue to put their company and their profits and their bottom line on the line to deliver a package. They'll move away from the problem. So folks, I really do hope that you listen and pay attention to what I'm sharing with you and understand where I'm coming from when I tell you this, because This will then have a trickle down effect on manufacturing, shipping and transportation, owner operators and truck drivers, gig workers, Grubhub delivery, Uber Eats, DoorDash, Walmart Spark, any of these, they're all going to be impacted and affected as these companies start pulling out and start destroying these towns, destroying these cities, and destroying the people who are stuck there, making it even more dangerous to live there, while also being under the left's ridiculous, unbelievably loose criminal and law enforcement policies that's just going to only further promote this to happen and give these criminals a free pass and the right to identify. You want to get into that conversation. I identify as a criminal. Oh, well, we can't discriminate against you because you identify as a criminal, and therefore you have, every right to be a criminal. You want to identify as a rainbow? Sure, go for it. Let's have a rainbow day. You want to identify as a unicorn? Great. You are now a unicorn, and there's nothing we can do about it to stop it. This is the path that we're on, folks. And the reason why they want this to continue to happen is because these are the same people that they count on to go to the polls and vote for them each and every election.